I'm about to show you how to take back control of your life in 60 seconds. But this will only work if you actually take action and not just mindlessly watch this video. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Saqib, and I help young men become the most confident, successful, and attractive versions of themselves. I'm 22 years old, and I'm just basically sharing the lessons that I learned so that you can get respect from men and attraction from women. So if you want to be more confident, successful, and attractive, scroll down and click on the subscribe button. With that being said, onto the advice. Taking back control of your life is basically cutting off whatever's controlling you right now. So really ask yourself, what's the one thing or many things that are controlling your life right now? Is it social media? Is it porn? Is it junk food? Is it video games? Like really, what's controlling your life right now? Because if it's not you, then something else is. So the first step to taking back control over your life is to find out what's actually controlling you. Whatever it is, you need to go on a cleanse. Before you can actually start installing good habits into your life, you're gonna have to first get rid of the bad ones. Because think about it like this. You can't fill up a cup with honey if it's already filled up with poison. You gotta first take the poison out, and only then will you be able to fill up the cup with honey. So if your life is already filled with bad habits, we can't just focus on installing good habits into your life right now. We have to first get rid of the bad ones and then focus on getting good habits into your life. So the first thing we're gonna do is make sure you're actually cutting off the bad habits. Like I asked you before, what's really controlling your life right now? Whatever it is, maybe it's junk food, porn, video games, social media, whatever it is, I need you to go on a cleanse. Here's what you're gonna do. For the next 7 days, you're going to incrementally decrease your bad habits. So I'm not telling you to completely cut off your bad habits. You're not gonna do that. Because you might be able to do that for 3, 4, 5 days, but then you're gonna fall right back into your bad habit. So we're gonna make sure you're incrementally decreasing your bad habits. What I mean by that is, for example, your bad habit is, let's say, scrolling on social media. If your screen time this week was 8 hours per day, you're not gonna bring it down to 2 hours or 1 hour. What you're gonna do is you're gonna make sure that for the next week, you focus on bringing it down just 1 hour less. So instead of 8 hours per day, it's going to be 7 hours per day. You're only gonna focus on removing 1 hour from your bad habit. As the weeks keep going by, you're gonna keep incrementally decreasing your bad habit. So on the second week, you're gonna go for 6 hours of screen time. And then on the third week, 5 hours. On the fourth week, 4 hours. And just like that, you're going to be incrementally decreasing your screen time. And as a result, you're going to slowly break off your bad habit. So again, whatever your bad habit is, junk food, porn, social media, video games, whatever it is, maybe it's a few of them, just make sure you're incrementally decreasing your bad habit for the next 7 days. Now you might be asking, if you decrease that 1 hour, what do you do with that 1 hour? Well, I'll tell you what to do later in this video. But if worse comes to worse, you're just going to stare at your wall. That's it. No phones, nothing. You're just going to stare at your wall and just waste that hour. I'm fine with you wasting an entire hour if it means that you're not indulging in one of your bad habits. I'm going to tell you what to do with those free time that you're saving later in this video. But this slow incremental decrease has completely changed my life. Because back in 2021, my life was headed to the gutter. I lost my best friends. I lost the girl that I really liked. And I also got kicked out of my own business. So my best friend and a few of my other friends, they started bullying me, to be honest. Like basically verbally bullying me. Like, you know how your friends start throwing insults at you and they cover it up as a joke? The way they were talking to me, it was just straight up disrespectful. I was basically the punching bag of the friend group, if that makes sense. I know you can relate to this because you might have had a friend group who was pretty similar, who was basically using you as a punching bag, just bullying you. To make things worse, the best friend that I just talked about, we also had a business together. He was a CEO, I was a COO, and he kicked me out of my own business. Now, sure, I deserved it because I was basically a lazy piece of shit, but it felt horrible getting kicked out of your own business by your best friend, while also being the emotional punching bag. And to make matters worse, the girl that I liked, the girl that I really liked, she broke things off with me. Well, not technically, I broke things off with her, but it was because she told me that she didn't want to date anyone. She wasn't ready to date. And then a week later, she's dating another guy. And she also, well, I really remembered this. She called me ugly once. Basically, long story short, my life was headed to the gutter. I didn't know what to do with my life. I got kicked out of my own business. I lost my friends. I lost a girl that I really liked. And the pain was so bad that in order to numb the pain, I started indulging. I was watching Netflix for 12 hours a day. And I basically coped by telling myself that it was productive because I was watching Suits, and I was telling myself that, hey, at least I'm learning how to be charismatic like Harvey Specter. That was a cope. I was just watching 12 hours a day. And I was also binging on junk food. I was eating out 3, 4, 5 times a week. But I was able to turn things around. And you can too. Like, if your life is bad right now, if your life is headed to the gutter, you can turn things around too. I did it. Like, whatever's happened, don't worry about it. Whatever you've done so far, just forget about it. It's in the past. Just make sure that whatever I'm telling you, you actually use this. Because if you use the tools that I'm giving you today, your life is going to get better. So if you don't want to stay in that place, if you want to take back control of your life, first thing, your bad habits gotta go. Whatever's controlling your life right now, incrementally start decreasing the amount of time you spend on that thing. Once you start doing that, you're going to have more free time in your day, right? Let me tell you exactly what to do in that free time to make sure you're getting rid of your bad habits and installing good, long-lasting habits. You're going to get on what I call your training arc, and I'm going to share what that is with you, and it is going to completely change your life. In every single movie or TV show, the main character always has to go through a training arc before they actually become the person who's capable of being a hero. So think about Neo from the movie Matrix. He was training with Morpheus. Think about Batman. He was training under the League of Shadows before he became Batman. And if you're an anime fan, then think about Naruto. Before he actually became the hero of the Leaf Village, he went on and trained with Jiraiya for 3 years or 2 years, whatever. So let's talk about the training arc. You remember how we talked about decreasing your bad habits incrementally and actually saving some time? The 1 hour that you save during the first week, you're going to use that hour to exercise. I don't care what you have to do, if it's an indoor workout, if it's an outdoor workout, if it's going to the gym, if it's going for a run, I don't care, as long as you exercise in that 1 hour. If you already go to the gym and you're pretty active and you exercise, then use that 1 hour to start reading. It's either going to be exercise if you don't already work out, but if you do, you're going to spend that 1 hour reading. It can be reading about anything that you want. It can be reading about learning a new skill. It can be reading about having a better mindset. It can be reading about anything. And by the end of week 2 of incrementally decreasing your bad habits, you're going to be saving 2 hours. What you're going to do with those 2 hours is obviously the first thing, which is either exercise or reading. And the second thing is you're going to learn a high income skill. It can be any skill you want. It can be social media marketing. It can be advertising. It can be sales. It can be copywriting. It can be anything that you want, as long as you're working on a high income skill. The title of this video is how to actually take back control of your life. But the reason I'm telling you to learn a high income skill is because you need to start taking control of your own income. Because whoever controls the money controls the people. So you're watching this video because you hate not having control of your life. But if you're letting someone else control your money, they are also going to control your life. So whatever time you save from incrementally decreasing your bad habits, use that to start learning a high income skill. So you might be asking, how do I really learn this skill? Well, there's tons of free resources. Let's say for the sake of this video, you want to learn sales. Go to YouTube and search how to get good at sales. Read sales books. There's so many of them. Read The Psychology of Selling by Brian Tracy. Read The Way of the Wolf by Jordan Belfort. There's so many resources out there. Use them. And as you keep incrementally decreasing your bad habits, you're going to start saving more and more time. Whatever time you saved, spend all of the time learning new skills. This is going to be the best thing you do for your life. And really, it doesn't take a long time to learn a high income skill. It only takes 20 hours to get good at any skill that you want. So now you know how to take back control over your life. And I told you can take back control over your life in 60 seconds, which is true. You can remove it from your life right now. If it's social media, you can delete your apps. If it's porn, you can stop watching it. If it's junk food, you can stop ordering and delete your ordering apps. If it's video games, you can just break your console or something. I don't care, just break it or sell it. It only takes 60 seconds to let that external thing stop controlling you. And then you know what to do after that, because I just told you. Incrementally decrease your bad habits, and whatever time you saved, use that to read, exercise, and learn a high income skill. One final thing I want to tell you before I end this video is that the training arc is a lifelong commitment. So don't get discouraged if you slip once or twice. It's not going to ruin your progress as long as you keep showing back up. The purpose of the training arc is to make sure you start doing less of your bad habits and more of your good ones until you get to the point where you're only doing the good habits. For you right now, it's probably the opposite. You're only doing bad habits. So that's pretty much the purpose of the training arc, to flip that and make sure you get to the point where you're only doing good habits. So if you found this video valuable, scroll down and click on the subscribe button if you want to become the most attractive, confident, and successful version of yourself. I'm posting a lot of videos on the recent lessons that I learned on success, making money, becoming more confident, and also becoming a social king, so that you become the most likable person in the room. If that sounds good to you, scroll down and click on the subscribe button. With that being said, I will see you in the next one.